Okay, it is no secret that Instagram engagement is dropping for a lot of people. You just need to be on the app for approximately 2.4 seconds before you see someone moaning about the Instagram algorithm. But there is a way to get algorithmic favor, which is what I'm going to be revealing in this video. So in this video, I'm going to be spilling all my secrets to getting crazy good engagement on Instagram. I'm going to be sharing the mistakes you might be making that are meaning your feed and story posts are ranking low, and what you can do to solve that problem for good. So if you want to build business on Instagram and attract an audience and convert them into customers, then you cannot forget the engagement piece of the puzzle. Getting engagement will help you increase your followers and your dollars. And the best way to do that right now is by making use of Instagram's recent release, Reels. So I'm going to be sharing the exact process I've been putting into place to research and see what kind of Reels content does and doesn't work for my market, and then how you can follow the same formula to see what your ICA, aka your ideal client avatar, will respond positively to as well. Okay, so piece number one is feed posts. Reels are taking up a lot of space on the feed right now and on the explore page. There was, nothing that was replacing them in the past, just your feed posts. So your non-reel posts are going to be getting seen by fewer people than usual, unless you're getting that good boost of initial engagement. So if you put something out there that people aren't instantly engaging with, then chances are you're going to get even less engagement now than you would have before Reels, because the valuable real estate on the feed and explore page is being taken up. And I know a lot of you have been messaging me saying you've already noticed this. So how do you overcome this obstacle besides creating Reels content, of course? Well, if you're putting out a piece of content, you can do 4 things which will really help you to get engagement. The first is make sure the message really resonates with your audience. So are you sharing what your audience wants you to say or what your ideal client wants to hear? Make sure that you're purposefully posting. So you're actually publishing something that really speaks to the problem your ideal client is struggling to solve right now, or the transformation they're trying to create. And it's something that they're like, wow, they stopped the scroll. Wow, I need to read this and engage with this. Then share it to your stories right away, because nowadays people are more likely to skip through stories than scroll through the post. So share it right there so that they can see that it's there. And then encourage people to leave a like and a comment or to save and share. Calling people to action to save or share is actually a really powerful way of getting engagement. And when I put save this post, I get a lot more engagement. And as soon as people start interacting with your post by leaving comments, go straight into the comment section and reply to each and every one right away. This is absolutely imperative if you want to start creating that all-important, meaningful social interaction, that MSI that I talk about all the time with your audience. So those are the 4 things that I wanted to cover about just boosting that engagement you're getting on your feed posts. The second piece I want to talk about today is stories, because people are noticing that engagement might be dropping on their stories too. Now, if people are bored by your stories, they'll skip through them. And you can tell if that's the case by looking at your views. So how is that? Well, let's say you start with 1,000 views on your first story frame, and with every frame after that, you lose 100 views, even though it was filmed and uploaded at the same time. That's a clear indicator that people aren't really getting value and connecting with what you're sharing, because they're not choosing to invest more time in it, they're just clicking off. So you're losing people at every step. Whereas if you maintain that number throughout, you can tell that they're interested in engaging. Because let's be real, people are busy. To be honest, now more than ever, more often than not, people are really time poor. So you need to be educating them or entertaining them with rich content if you want them to stick around. You have to keep them interested by giving them something of worth, something that they are wanting to find out the answer to, or keep it listening to, or keep reading on. So how do you solve this problem? Well, when you show up on stories, think about it as a place to share. So what story are you telling? Why would someone want to listen to what you have to say until the very end? What are they getting out of this time exchange? It has to be worth their time and energy. So what are they getting out of this? Every time you pull your phone out and you go to story, really ask yourself, what's the purpose of what I'm putting out there? Does it tell a story? Have you got captions on your stories for people who might be skipping through because their phone's on silent and they're watching it in the bathroom, or because they're in a meeting or in a grocery store, whatever, we've all done it. Do you have questions for people to answer or take actions? Like, are you asking questions, polls, getting them to respond to you, or are you just asking them to be really passive? So really thinking through those things. And then finally, just think about how you're capturing someone's attention. Maybe are you using cliffhangers that people have no chat, like they have to get to the last frame to figure out what you're hiding, or they've got to come back tomorrow. Like, Are you teasing throughout rather than giving everything up front? Really think about your stories as stories and think about how you can build that suspense, excitement, fun factor. So moving on from that, here's the thing. If your Instagram engagement is dropping and you're noticing it and you want to increase your engagement rather than watch it decrease day on day because that's depressing, you're going to want to be doing reels. I know you've probably heard this a million times, but I just want to hammer home to you, you need to be doing reels. The tools and techniques that I've shared so far in this video will help, but nothing will work more quickly and easily than making use of reels because Instagram gives algorithmic favor to its new features. So how can you make sure your reels actually get eyeballs on them? I've got a step-by-step strategy, so grab a notebook if you haven't already because you're going to want to write all of this down. As per usual with these videos, there's no fluff. There's lots of things to write down. So number one, go and study the people that your ideal clients are following and see what reels of theirs are performing really well, either getting a lot of traction or going viral. The way you can tell is by going to the Reels tab and look at the views. One might have 10,000 views, another one might have 1 million views. So if loads have 10,000 and one has 1 million, you can guess this one went viral. So look into it. What was it about this particular reel that made it do so well? Was it the structure? Was it the tone of voice? Was it the subject? Was it the kind of reel? Was it done in a certain way? What was it about this reel that got engagement? And then number two, when you think you have the answer to that, think about what content you can create along those lines. And make no mistake here, I am not telling you to copy in any way. I'm just suggesting study what works for your ideal client and what doesn't, so you can do the things that work and leave the things that don't. Make sure your content is completely original, not just because it's the right thing to do, guys, but because otherwise you'll never build thought leadership. People don't follow followers. People follow leaders. So make sure you create original content. Number three, make yourself a little what to do and what not to do table, even a list of reel types that your ideal client really responds to. For example, common misconceptions or mistakes people are making, or 6 small steps to move the needle in whatever that might be, whatever your niche is. So I want you to get clarity around what you can do right now with reels to get engagements that you can grow and monetize your Instagram, because that's what it really is all about if you want to build a business on this platform, getting engagement. And a surefire way, like I said, to increase your engagement and your impact and income as a result is by using reels. Now, you just don't need to be absolutely incredible at it right away and be doing the whole shoe throw and the flips and God knows what else. You don't need to be doing that. You do not need to be making transitions at the exact moment the beat drops, or jumping and clicking and changing your outfit. Like, that gets complicated. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm asking you to just create content that's simple. It's like sitting, pointing to valuable tips that relieve clients of pain points and solve their problems, and put some music behind it. Done is always better than perfect. I've tried it, I've tested it, and it's proving to work. I'm not doing anything crazy fancy. I'm learning the reels just like you. So do something that feels good to you, that feels achievable to you. You don't have to go like all out doing anything crazy complicated, but by focusing your time and energy into reels right now, it is something that I recommend if you want people liking, sharing, commenting, saving, following, and ultimately buying from you. It's really important. So done is better than perfect, and the only way to get better is by doing. So if this video was helpful for you, I would love it if you can leave me a like and a comment fessing up to what mistakes you've been making and maybe what action step you're going to take today. And if you post a reel, leave the link below because I want to go stalk all of your reels. And be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Just hit the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week.